Hello, hello, hello. What's up?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Faith. It's your girl LaFlower and my amazing sister,
DeAndra Scott. Hey fam.
How y'all doing? OMG, I'm excited about tonight's show. I know we were talking about it earlier. But guys, welcome to Uncommon Faith. Of course, we are a show that, talks about really just living the life and having uncommon faith to help you live that purpose-driven life, that faith life for real, so that you can really do, walk out your calling. So we're excited about tonight's show.
Yeah.
And shout out to our other co-host, Regina. I know she had a family emergency. And if y'all know one thing about my sister, when the phone rings, when the phone rings, what's going to happen, Dee? What's going to happen?
She legit gonna drop everything. Anything, everything. It doesn't matter what this woman is doing. She is there at the drop of a dime. Oh my God, my big sister is amazing when it comes to just being there and being a steward, a good steward for those around her and her family. Kudos, right. Gina. Kudos.
Yes, G. We are super. We're definitely there with you in spirit. Definitely keep us posted with everything that's going on. Yeah. Guys, before we jump into the show, we definitely want you to like and share. This scarf is getting on my nerves. My ears poking out like a little elf. And so it's working my nerves. But guys, definitely like and share the broadcast tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a really important topic, a very important topic. One of my daughters, we were having a conversation today and it really just hit. But before we get started, definitely like, share, subscribe, whatever social platform that you're on. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Guys, just give us a hello. Hey, how you doing? Or something. So let us know that you are able to tune into the broadcast. We, we appreciate you guys. And so definitely like, share, and subscribe. And she knows, my oldest knows that the show starts at 8:00 and she decides at 8:00. So I know this is unconventional, but hey, baby girl, mommy is on the show right now. So I can't talk. I know you. Hey. It is Tuesday, baby. You forgot it was Tuesday?
Well, let me hear what this excuse is. Let me hear.
She said she forgot it was Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
She said, Auntie, she said, hey,
boo, hey.
All right, guys. All right, baby girl. I'll call you when I finish. All right. She is Christmas shopping, y'all. So, yes. All right. So we're going to save this and we are posting, guys. So definitely like, share, subscribe. It's going to be an amazing show tonight, guys.
Yes.
Hey, Zoe, how's it going, hun? Let's see. Oh, days. I am done sharing. Y'all see, I share real time to let you guys see how quick, easy, and fast it is to like, share, and subscribe. But we're gonna jump right into our oh, my heart is just so heavy right now because we're gonna jump right into our first segment. I know God is real, and DeAndra. So I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about what Nick Cannon and his family is going through. Little Z Cannon passing away. He was only 5 months old. And,
no.
Yes, he was born in June of this year, guys.
Oh, my goodness.
And while I was listening to Nick share, because he actually, went to New York, left his family, continued with his show that he has now, guys. And one of the things that he said, it really just touched my heart. He was like, so many people were asking him to pray for a miracle. He's like, you just need to pray for a miracle. Y'all just need to pray for a miracle. Just pray for a miracle. He said, you know what I prayed for instead? He's like, instead, I prayed for God's strength. Pray for God's strength so that I can, continue to be here for my family, can continue to push through for my children, and his fans and things like that. And so little Z Cannon, he was the biggest thing. And Nick said that he knew that when he was born, he was like, he always knew his head was a little big. He's like, his head just,
Oh,
but all my kids got big heads. He's like, the twins have big heads. He's like, everybody has big heads, guys. But he says he noticed that little Z's head was, a little, it was a little big. And so I believe he said, around 2 months, when he was around 2 months old, so this would have probably been the end of summertime or around the end of summer, they took him to the doctor and they realized that he had like a ligament or something on his brain that was growing, and he had like fluid or something. Y'all go watch it. But we're talking about little Z Cannon, and I just know God is real, because for a parent to be able to go through what Nick and and the child's mom is going through, like that's some supernatural strength that you have to go through this journey that they've been going on since they found out his diagnosis, right?
Right.
Nick said that they had to immediately do they had to operate on the little fella. And that touched my heart, because I remember with the, we talked about just last week when I was talking about Alana having to have surgery at 11 months. And she had to have her very first surgery when she was less than a day old.
Yeah.
So it's like, it really just touched my heart, having to work on the babies, because it just takes me back to that moment. But they operated on him, and basically they gave them and long story short, they gave him the diagnosis that they didn't know how long he would, be able to make it, how long little Z Cannon would be here.
Oh my goodness.
And so over the weekend, Nick was saying that he really just spent so much time with him. He felt called to the water. So they went to the beach. They were, just spending some quality time, because they knew that time was coming, for little Z to go back to, be home with the Lord. And he said he normally leaves his family, late on the weekends to come back to, I believe, New York to film the show, guys. And he was like, he got in the car, he had to turn around and come home, because he's like, I just can't leave yet. And I'm just getting so emotional just thinking about it. You guys go and watch it. It's all over social media right now, guys. But I seen it this morning when he put it out, and I just like, wow, I know God is real to keep you through a journey like that, and for him to be going through this during this time of year. It's the holiday season. It's all So how do you feel, DeAndra? What are you thinking right now?
Well, I'm in shock first, because I didn't know. I guess I just haven't really been online a lot today. So to hear this is so heartbreaking, because everyone, of course, have been joking with him, after he's kind of had like his little last set of kids, like all the babies coming at once. You like, whoa, where all the babies coming from?
Because he's like, y'all know I got a lot of kids.
So that's been what the attention's been on, is the multitude and just how many, and like all the blessings you have. I'm not sure. I know it was just like maybe 3 new babies at the same time, and like I know Mariah's baby. So I'm not quite for sure. Don't quote me. Could have been 2 new babies, 3 new babies. I know it was a lot of new babies.
Okay.
And but I feel like you said, you really don't know unless you go through it.
Right.
And just my hat is off to him and to the mom of the baby. I'm not sure which lady it was, but prayers for them for sure, because this is intense, especially around the holidays. Oh my goodness,
right. And I think his
lash is gonna come out.
I think his prayer was so profound. And I think a lot of us believers, it's like even over the past 18 months and over the past year of what we've gone through, a lot of us have had to pray a different prayer, right? We've had to pray from a different perspective. It's like, how they say we have to have a paradigm shift. It's almost like we've had to have a prayer paradigm shift. We had to shift our prayer language and our prayer meaning, because everything is not going to end with springs and daisies. We lost a family member, end of August, beginning of September. And even, during his memorial service, because the pastor, who's a very close family, he was like, my prayer, he was like, I for a moment, I almost thought that God didn't answer my prayer, because the prayer was to heal him. The prayer was to heal our family member, right? And the pastor said, I almost doubted God. I almost asked God why. Then in retrospect, he went back to the word. He went
Come on.
And the word said, we know that you are renewed, you were made whole when you are with when you go back to be with the Father, right? And so he's like, my prayers were answered. They just answered on this side of glory. He's like, my prayers were answered.
Right.
And I think we as a people, in the shift that we're going through now, we have to understand that our prayer language has to change.
Yeah.
Right? We have to be honest enough with ourselves to know that if God doesn't do it in this season or on this side that we're on right now, it's darn sure going to get done on the other side.
It's literally, it's time to let it go. Let go of the control, wanting to be in control, because that was big for me. That's what I had to drop, is kind of knowing the end result, before it even happened. It's like, oh well, I kind of know it's either gonna end like this or it's gonna end like this,
right.
If it really come down to it, it's gonna end like this, but it's gonna be all right. So not having that control was so big for me. And like you said, it did change my prayer language. It made it so much more intense. It made it so much more real. It made it, it made it so much more real time, because I had to, at that moment, be very honest and clear. And guess what? I needed that clarity for myself. I needed to know before I could even be like, oh God, at this time, at this moment, I need this. This is going on. I feel it. I don't, so it definitely switched and changed, because, my prayer was directly in real time. It wasn't so much. Most of my prayer time is gratitude. It's thanks. It really truly is. I don't really go and ask for a lot. So when I do, I'm like, Lord, because yeah, I need you. So I need you to come through. So yeah, he's God is so good, because he's gonna come through in that clutch. And when we talk to him, when we know him, when we go deep into our prayer language with him, it's like he just
a whole nother level. It's a whole nother. It's like prayer increases your intimacy with God so much. And when you have that increased intimacy with God, even if it's a situation like this, it's going to hurt like hell. It's going to hurt going through it. But you have some sense of peace as you're going through it, because you're not going through it alone. God is never going to leave you. He was never going to forsake you. Now, baby, we got to walk through this thing. But you're going to be all right.
And I feel like when you're actually like deep in that prayer language, like when it is a time of need, when you need him, like to like stand on something for that protection, like this is what your word said, this is what I know to do, what I know to command, and for it to come to pass for me. And it's like knowing, like, when you have that good prayer, you can say it and it's gonna happen. He's gonna be there. He's listening. He's waiting, because he knows that you spend time with him. So it's kind of like when somebody is expecting you to come, compared to just popping up. Because you gotta kind of get ready. Things could be out of place. You got to straighten up really quickly. You're like, oh, I'm not ready. But, when a person is constantly coming to your house, constantly visiting you, you already in the back of you're ready. It's like, let me get myself together, because I know I'm going to have some guests today.
I actually told my kids that the other day. They say, why we got to straighten up. Why we got to clean up? I'm like, because you got to stay ready. I'm like, I
There
don't
you
need
go.
nobody popping up at my house. And my house
Yes.
is out of order. I'm like, you need to be prepared as if God is going to walk through this door himself, and see how your little nasty little tail is living.
Come on.
But DeAndra, you're so right. It's like when you're able to speak the word, and you guys know we're in the midst of our annual corporate December fast. And one of the things that we're doing, our daily prayer focus, outside of what we're doing individually, but corporately, we have a daily prayer focus. And that prayer focus is based on scripture. So we're praying that scripture back, we're praying the word back to God. God loves to hear his words. He loves to hear his promises. He loves to be reminded of those things. And so, DeAndra, you're so right. When you come to God correct with his own words, it's a paradigm shift. It's a shift. Because God's like, it's almost when your kids come in there and say, well, you said on such and such day that when you got paid on this day that we was going to go to X, Y, and Z. And you can't make up no excuse. You can't be like, all right, baby, you just here. Just take it. Just here. You can't do nothing. And that's how God is. It's like, here, baby. You reminded me of all of this that I said here, and you're in order, and you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Right.
Come on. He gonna be there. Yeah, he will be there.
And so, guys, our prayers definitely go out to, the Cannon family and everyone else who is just going through, with little Z's transitioning. But, I know his little life was not in vain. I know that he's going to touch so many people. I know that he came here, he crawled out, babied out his calling, and did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
And we just, send prayers of comfort and peace to, all of the family and the friends who are, mourning the loss of little Z right now. Right. So, oh my gosh, God is just so amazing. But yeah, when Nick said that this morning, I was like, boom, that's true. That's truth.
I gotta go listen. I have to go listen now. I have not been on today, and I have to go listen for sure.
You gotta go listen. And definitely also send our condolences, to all the Off-White fans, all the sneakerheads out there, with Virgil's passing. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Virgil reminds me of Chadwick Boseman. He reminds me of someone who, just did what he was supposed to do.
Come on.
And when he did what he was supposed to do, he walked his life out. And God was like, well, come on home. Like, right. You've done it. You didn't done what I asked you. You've touched so many people. And what really touched me, and I know God is real because, God works in the background. God is doing things in the background on our behalf. And he uses people, he uses his servants to do those things. And so just reading a lot of the posts and things like that, I heard, just really getting to know Virgil, the things that he did on the back end, the calls, the texts, hey, what do you need to support your nonprofit? What do you need to get this going? Outside of the design, outside of the Louis, the joy, all of these. Oh, well, let me do a collab with you to help raise some money for what you're doing. Just so many different things. And it's just so beautiful. And, when you have a legend like this, that transition, it just puts you in that space again. Like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? It's like, am I living or am I existing?
I mean, that question right there is so big. It's like, what am I doing? And hopefully, and then hopefully not beating yourself up. Because, I have definitely went down that road of like, oh, I'm not there yet. Oh, I've wasted, time and age and all this other stuff. And it's like, no, I feel like just having that plan and going for it, is a form of just, living and not just being here and breathing, but actually leaving your mark and touching people's lives. And, that's what it's about.
That's
It's
it.
about
As
who
long
you
as
touch.
you are on the right track, right? And you're not just sitting or waiting on someone else to
Mhm.
help you get to where you're going. As long as you are actively participating in your calling,
Right.
as long as you're doing that, hey, you're headed down the, yeah, it may take, I did a post last week. It may take a day, it may take a week, it may take some years to get there,
Mhm.
but you still keep pushing. And that's what it's about. Like, don't give up, and don't wait on someone else to make your dreams come true. Because, got news for you, there's nobody that's coming to save us. Nobody that's coming to save us. Like the things that Virgil did, Virgil would watch people who are already making stuff happen with the little that they had. Like, if I want to go feed the homeless, I'm going, collect some, get some donations, but I'm going to make this happen on my own. And then he would come and add to it. And that's what God does. If we take, some steps, God is going to take some more steps. If we take some steps, God is going to open doors for us, right? It's not just going to be like the door is going to come and hit you in the face. It's like, no, you got to start moving in that direction. That's what faith is, right? Because clarity comes in motion. So if we start moving, guys, God will make way. Like that scripture that talks about your gifts make room for you. That's what that means, right?
I mean, your gifts definitely make room for you. If you just think about like just what comes easy, just think about your side hustle. Think about like what you do real quick, to make some money real quick. You don't really think about it. It just comes so natural, and you can just make that money without even maybe even thinking about it. You just subconsciously doing your thing, and those are, our gifts and what we really should be operating in. Life should not be dragging all day and really just sad, and y'all know how I feel about clocking in. It's just like,
We not about that W-2, but we'll do it when we're on the side.
and
Do
hey,
it.
but at the end of the day, you got to keep it real. And if that's how you can maximize the amount of income you're bringing in monthly, weekly, daily, or whatever, for you and your family until you get to that platform, of course, that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
It's still really hard. It's still like a blow, like,
Oh my
but
gosh.
then you suck it up and you get it done. But Virgil was awesome. He was a great example. And guess what? It was the people he touched. So many people had so many amazing, magical things to say about him, the tributes to him. And just reading, it's like you don't know this person personally, but the people who did get to interact with him, be around him, be, just in his good graces, or the people he sold into, all has such amazing things to say. And it's like, wow, man. And then it's like, if you didn't get to meet him, strive to be like that, like strive to like touch people and make people say, wow, it's still really good people on this earth, and like it's good people that is still here to make things better, so
I remember one lady said she was touched. She texted Virgil and she's like, "Man, all celebrities are not, a-holes." She was like,
mm,
and I was like, "Wow, that's dope." But I gotta be honest. I know we got a topic that we got to jump into, but before we go to break, I gotta be honest. So this year I've really had to separate what I'm good at versus what I'm called to do.
mm,
Because I've had to really define that, and honestly throughout this fast is like that's one of my focuses, because it's like, God gives us so many different talents and things like that, right? But I realize everything that I'm good at, I'm not called to do.
yeah, it won't be that thing that makes the
That
difference.
makes the room. It won't be that thing that causes the increase. It
Yeah.
won't be the thing to really, allow my light to shine. And I know, that's the theme of our retreat this year. But yeah, so I challenge you guys to really evaluate. You
Yeah.
know, if what you're good at is actually what you're called to do.
Mm,
You could be
that's
good
good.
at so many different things, like with business plans. It's like business strategies, things like that. Just you know how it is, how I am, DeAndra. It's like I get in a session with someone, I'm like, and it just flows. But I'm like, God, is that what I'm called to do?
Right.
When it comes to healing and getting down to the root of someone's soul issue or soul tie, and all of that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
I'm like, is that what I'm called to do?
Mm.
Being
And so now it's like you're taking a moment to pull back
I'm
and just
emptying my
really
plate.
look,
I'm right.
you know,
I'm
that's
emptying my
awesome.
plate. Right. So
That's
it's like
awesome.
literally, you guys are one of the only things that's left on my plate on Common Faith. For the month of December, I'm just wiping my plate clean. Because I know we talked about, evaluating your plate, but I'm like, you know what? I just need to wipe my plate off.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I can say like I've been in that, and I guess I can say since I moved, because so many things changed and my regular was no longer my regular everyday
Right.
anymore, anyway. So I've had the opportunity to, things that I could have went back to or pick back up or, made it back into like my daily thing. I'm like, well, let me just wait. Let me, I have really taken this time just for me, to just really like you said, see what is it exactly, and then also I'm all about like what makes your soul smile. It's like so many things can make you laugh and stuff on the outside, but like that inner soul smile, like when your soul is genuinely happy,
Right.
and you feel like, for real, because I'm happy, like a room without a roof. That's my song. Yeah, I love playing that song. But
It's so
because it's so
true.
true, it's like you get to a point to where, regardless of what has ever happened, I am lit and I am so happy at my existence. I'm so happy at like what it is, that things that are gonna happen, because guess what, I get to choose and I get to say this is what I want, right? So it's like that's exactly what you're doing, and that's beautiful. So, you know, we encourage, our Uncommon Faith family, to take the rest of December before 2022, to like just step back and say, hey, do I even like doing this anymore?
Right.
Is
Does
this
it,
what
does
something I want to do?
chore. Like, does it feel like work? Does it feel like a chore? And it's like nothing on my plate. Now God puts me on an assignment. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be obedient. But anything else, anything extra that I'm adding on, it's like I want to make sure that I'm really supposed to be doing that in this season. And that's one of the things we're gonna be talking about at the retreat is gonna be seasons, because we're gonna be talking about seasons and assignments, because
Yes.
seasons change, assignments change. But one thing that we don't like, we like to stay the same. Like, we don't like change,
Mm,
we don't like adjustments, we don't like having to start over. But it's like I look at Jesus's ministry, right? um Jesus's ministry, he traveled so much. It's
yeah.
like he didn't have a church that was really just planted in one place, for the majority of his ministry. He traveled. So he constantly had to adjust to the different people. He
Yes.
had to adjust to the different area, even though it was, wasn't that far of an area on the map. But you guys know how it is. You got to get the vibe for the city that you're going in. You got to get a vibe for the people. What am I going to encounter? Like,
You know what the best example before we go on break was, you know, when Jesus first went out, and when he came back to Jerusalem, to his hometown, he totally got dissed by the people who had known him forever, his entire life. So, that one thing right there, just let you know, like, it's not about, who where you think home is, where you
where
think
you been?
your roots are. where you've been going to school forever, where you've been, just whatever you've been doing forever, change sometimes is good. And other people are able to get a blessing from you by being around you, what you have to offer. It's other people who could definitely benefit from you stepping out. So it's going to help others too.
Amen to that, Sister DeAndra. Well, all right, guys, we got to get ready to go on a quick break, and then we're going to jump into our show topic today. We will be right back on Uncommon Faith.
Right back.
Life is better when you are living on purpose, but many times we get stuck in the rat race and in the mundane task of our day-to-day lives, causing most to lose sight of their purpose. That's why certified life coach, inner healer, and business strategist LaFlower B is here to help you get calibrated to your calling through proven systems, techniques, and resources. Order a copy of her book, Principles to Reposition, to assist you with your journey, or schedule a free clarity session to kickstart the journey. After these sessions, clients have stated they found clarity and opened their eyes to things they had long forgotten. So get social and follow LaFlower on all social media platforms at LaFlower B. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Faith. It's your girl LaFlower B, rocking it out with my amazing sister DeAndra. And we've just been talking about how we know God is real. I am not feeling my hair tonight, y'all, but it is what it is.
Girl, that beautiful mane. Yes.
Anywho, thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
We've been talking about I know God is real. We've been talking about clearing our plates and really mentally preparing ourselves to walk in a season of greatness. And so, DeAndra, I think that's the perfect transition into our topic today, which is really being okay to take that mental health day, right? So I remember as a kid, my mom was a teacher. Of course, my dad was not. And, my dad would, if we just felt like, I don't know about this today. My dad would be cool with giving us, now I have a title for it, which is a mental health day, but he would just give us a break, throughout the school year, a couple of days here and there for us to really just digress, step back, and really just allow us to reset as kids. DeAndra, do you remember any of those days?
Oh, yeah. I love them days. He would send me to the store, because I wasn't really sick, so I would get to go to the store. I would get to get all these great treats, all these great snacks. I'm bringing daddy snacks back too. It's just a snack day. It's a fun mental health free day. And like you said, we didn't know what it was, but I just remember feeling so amazing.
Kaylee is on it, and DeAndra about to have something to say about it. She's gonna remind them that she's on the show. But guys, yes. And so I realized that as a parent, I carried that over to my children.
Yes,
so carried that over to my children.
Definitely. So yeah. Sorry, y'all. 3 girls, it's always gonna be some cat fights going on. So I can tame them as much as I can, but tonight they on it tonight. So they on it, all 3 of them. So I gotta work with it. But like I said, those mental health days were great, and I think I just gave the littlest one recently, because it was like, Mom, and I could remember just not feeling like it, just like, oh my God, I just don't feel like it.
That reset. It's like that reset is so important. I carried that tradition on to my kids, and it's like now, because the younger kids have seen the older kids be able to have those days. So now all the kids know, like, hey, you ask Mama the right way, she go. But one of my kids yesterday, she just flat out texted me and she's like, Mom, I just really need a mental health day tomorrow. I was like, what? So you just gonna come out and say it? She was like, yeah, I just need a mental health day. And I was like, you know what, baby, go ahead and take it. Because I know it's stressful. And the kids go through even more than what we went through. But I encourage us as adults to take those mental health days. Like, don't be dedicated more to someone else's company, to someone else's assignment, more than you are dedicated to your own mental health. Because I know that I've been there. DeAndra has seen me run an office before, and I'm there early in the morning, late at night, because I want to make sure everything is going good for this company. She's seen me serve in different ministries and different, for different mentors and coaches and things like that. And I put myself in a deficit sometimes, trying to make sure that everyone else is okay. And that's not good, guys. So we want to make sure that you evaluate, and when your body is telling you, because it's not that, like DeAndra said, it's not that you're sick. It's just it's like sometimes your brain just needs a break. Right, DeAndra?
Yeah, and to lower the stress and the anxiety, especially when, you're working for yourself, but you have those things, but especially when you're working for someone else, for another company, or, your time is invested into someone else, and your work, determines a profit on their end, or, their livelihood. So it becomes, really stressful, especially when you have climbed the ladder, or, gone up higher in whatever it is that you're doing. So I would say, always remember to take those moments and take those restroom breaks too.
DeAndra said,
important.
And
take those 15-minute breaks too.
Yeah,
hey, don't rush over it. Don't say, oh, I just really need to send this email. Oh, I just really need to do this. I'm going to just skip over. Because then guess what? After that's done and you're like, wow, I'm so drained. And it was like, well, you're supposed to give yourself a breather, yourself some time. And I'm guilty of that. So that's why I use that as an example, that I'll just go through, I'll just work through it. And then it's like, whoa, I'm tired,
right?
I'm like, what did I do?
Right. And that's so important for those of us that work at home. I didn't realize that I needed, I thought because I already work at home that I didn't need as many, mental health days. But working at home, it's like I never got a break. It's like, because as soon as it's like I'm dealing with the kids in the morning, then I'm clocking in. Then as soon as I clock out, it's like I miss that commute time where I can praise and worship, get my day ready, or if I want to thug it out for a little bit, whatever I want to do. Don't judge me. It's my business, right? But working from home, you don't have that private time in the car. You don't have that. And I missed that that was a huge adjustment for me. Going from having a 45-minute commute both ways to having a 30-second commute to walking in here and starting to work. It's like that was different. And as soon as I open this door, sometimes before I open the door, it's like I got to be mommy and wife.
Mm-hmm.
So you need that time. And even like DeAndra said, during the workday, get up. I like to go outside. Y'all know we love grounding. DeAndra been bare feet since she got here. She loves grounding more than I do. Before we even knew what grounding was, it was grounding. Right? It's true, right? So,
so true.
A lot. But guys, definitely take some time, because mental health is so, so important. And we know that if we're going to be 100% for our babies, we have to be 100% for ourselves. It's like,
we have to.
Right? And if we're going to be a place of peace, a place of love, a place of serenity for our spouses, for our husbands, we have to make sure that mentally we're okay, because there's going to be times where mentally we may feel the urge that we got to lay something, bit to him, and he may not be able to receive that at that time. So we have to be able to be mentally strong enough to sometimes hold things in, or just take it to God in prayer and leave it, and not even worry him with it, because he has so much more on his plate. Right? And I know I was guilty of that. I was very needy in the beginning of my marriage, because my mental health was all over the place. It's like I didn't take those mental health days. I was stressed with the kids, stressed with work, and I'm like, you my man, so I'll come tell you everything. Like,
for me, it was the same thing, but it's like, it's like, love me, do this, do that, feed me, and it's like, no, love yourself,
right?
Do it for yourself, find that happiness, that mental health. So, what we're saying, y'all, is it's so coming from within. Like,
it is.
Seriously, like, your perception, that whole is the glass half empty or half full, is so true. Right. Because if you feel like your water almost gone, I would be very stressed out and worried too.
Like, thirsty. You're like, I want no water. Like
it's almost gone. I got to sip. But when it's half full and more water is coming, you can take a good drink, because it's gonna continue to get filled up, y'all. Don't diminish and deplenish from yourself and take yourself down. You deserve it. Don't let anyone tell you don't deserve a breather. We all do. We all do.
That's so true. One of the things that I realized when I was writing my book is that it's like I was hearing everybody's voice except for mine. I forgot what my own voice sounded like. That internal voice that we were talking about, like that soul voice, because, the world is turned up, culture's turned up, the job is turned up, business is turned up, the kids, the husband. It's like you're trying to walk this faith walk out. So you're trying to hear God, but God is all the way in the background, and you even further in the background. And I realized, I'm like, I don't even know what my own voice sounds like. What does my own voice sound like? Because everybody else ranks, their priority rank is so much higher than mine. And I realized that I was not making any time to even hear my voice. Because it's like, when you're in a family, and we grew up in a decent sized family. My kids are in a large family. And, when you're in a room of people and everybody's trying to talk, and you're like, can I get a word in? Like,
yes.
Is anybody listening? And it's like, at some point, that person will just fade to black. That person will fade to the background, and they just become silent because the more dominant people are taking over, right?
Yeah.
So definitely take some time to really regain your voice, learn your voice. And one of the key things to do that is to take a mental health day or mental health breaks throughout the day, guys. Because we have so many distractions. Like for me, everybody, like, if y'all send me a message on Facebook Messenger, it might be some hours before I respond because my notifications are turned off. If y'all send me some emails, it may be a couple days. I'm sorry, but it's like the majority of my notifications are turned off except for, my priority messages, and those are phone calls and family members. Like social media is turned off. Like I don't get all the dings, the bells, the rings. I don't get it. And that was one of the best things I did for my mental health, DeAndra, is remove the distractions out of my day.
That's good.
It was so, because I would get a message here and I'm stopping my task here, or I'm trying to look at this. Oh, somebody commented on this, or somebody sent me an email over here. I'm like, you know what? I can't.
Yeah.
Like my brain doesn't work that way. I can't. It's like, I told you I'm self-diagnosed, dyslexic, self-diagnosed, probably ADHD before it even became big. I'm just being honest.
We just didn't get the Ritalin.
Exactly. And so I really have to focus on my task and, and make a list. Otherwise, I'm going to be all over the place. And I realized that my phone, even though my phone is a great resource and a great tool, it was one of my biggest enemies for me, having that inner happiness like you were talking about earlier.
See, and then it's like, Flower, your sister has to go even deeper. Okay. I have to just take it off my phone and just I gotta take the app off my phone. Like when I really don't go on there, because it's like And I find myself like, dang, girl, like you just said, you just told you just, and it's not that. And I promise I'm on like either, a casting director or a photographer, something. I'm looking at something related to me getting on that big screen, so it's like, but then I have to remind myself, you need time for that.
Right.
You need to block off time
Schedule
strictly for
admin
that,
time for your business.
strictly for that, so you can hone in on it, so it's no distraction, so you don't feel guilty, for just really being on it. So me too, like, and then like I said, I have to take it sometimes, so it's like I gotta take it completely off, so I don't even click on it. And so I'm like, oh, I ain't got it. All right, back to what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like me, you, and Regina go through different cycles.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll send everybody a message like, hey, I'm not on such and such. If you post something, I'm not going to see it.
Right.
And so we're all like, okay. So we're not questioning like, where this girl at? Why she not?
Right.
But it's just true. We've learned that when our body is calling, when our soul is yearning for some quiet time, to really honor our spirit, honor our soul when we feel that.
Yeah.
It's so important. And one of my one of the ladies that I let pour into me, she's like a mama to me now. She was like, Flower, she's like, in this conversation with clear my plate and stuff like that, she's like, it may be time for you to hire somebody to do some of the stuff that you're doing. Like, because I was telling her about my plate and, just everything. And I was just like, you know what? I've been talking about that for years, at least since 2017. And I've been telling Marcus and everybody else, like, I really need, someone to take care of some of this admin stuff, because that pulls me away from being creative. It pulls me away. And it also gets me stuck on social media sometimes, because I may go, and check something, post something, do an ad for a business and stuff like that, and I end up getting stuck. And so sometimes, guys, when you're trying to elevate, when you're trying to expand, when you're trying to elevate and go to that next level, you may have to relinquish some things to somebody else. You may have to give some of that power away. And, one of my mentors told me, sometimes you got to pay to play.
Oh,
sometimes you got to pay to play.
Say it again for the people in the back.
I'm for real. Sometimes you got to pay to play. Then he corrected himself. He says it's not sometimes you got to pay to play. He's like, you have to. He's like, you have to pay to play. He's like, you either gonna pay now by just putting some money up front, or you're gonna pay later with your time. And I realized over the course of these 5 years, since 2017, when I walked away from one of my biggest corporate America jobs, it's like that's what I've done. I paid with my time instead of paying with the money, when I should have done that a long time ago, so I can focus on the things that God want me to focus on, because I'm caught up doing, stuff that, like I said earlier, I'm good at, but am I called to do it?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We're going to go deep into that too.
Keep going.
Because, no, but I mean, on a later show, because it's like really, because it's like we're saying, like, are you called to do it? You're good at it, but are you called to do it? And it's like, but some people just might not know how to make that list, how to break it down, how to actually, have those things, and then actually pray on it, ask for those signs, ask for God to speak to you, and knowing when to go into that fast, when to be able to hear him. He's so quiet, it's like, it's that whisper, like
whispers get you. That's why we miss it.
It's so similar to, like I said, like knowing someone's coming compared to not knowing. Because let's think, if, like you said, Flowers, so many distractions, and it's like, you won't be able to hear that knock, that soft knock, like, because you got the TV blasting, you got the vacuum going, you got kids yelling, you got dinner going. It's so many things. It's like, how can you answer the door? But then it's like, but when you give it to him and you're like, okay, look, I got to give you these kids. I gotta give you all of this because I need to be able to be available for you. So I can hear you, and if you take all this burden, if you take all this, I can be available.
Right.
And I can do what I need to do, and you can tell me,
Exactly. So I'm excited for, the next season. I'm excited, for the shift. I apologize, y'all. I sound so nasally and it's driving me so crazy because I'm still not 100%. But, I'm just excited.
You sound wonderful, Flower. It's okay. It's the holiday season. She's been talking about how she sound all day, y'all.
I'm telling you, it's just drives me crazy. But I'm really excited that, and to take more steps of faith, to really increase my faith, because we say that we have faith, but then when it's really tested, it's like we back away. And so God gave me that revelation. It's like since 2017, it's like, have you really showed me that you have this faith? Have you really freed up your time so that you can be free to do the things that I really need you to do? Or have you continued to do this other stuff that you're good at, but I haven't called you to do that. Like, you can pay somebody else to do that.
Right.
And that's what your gifts will make room for you. Because I'm like, Lord, you want me to put somebody on payroll? You want me to hire somebody part-time? And I got this big old family and all of this. And he's like,
trust the process.
But do you trust me?
Trust that process. Yes.
Exactly.
It's so real. That's so true. We gotta just trust him and know that, like you said, LaFlower, that's a need. It's not a want for you anymore. It's a need. It's a need for your mental health, so you're able to do what it is that you need to do. So, definitely start taking those steps to, find that clarity and to keep your mental health, because it's so important, and guys, when we say take that mental health day, we don't mean take it to go to the DMV or to do all the little stuff that
run all these errands
that you're not supposed to be doing. We're not saying handle more business or, do that little catch up thing that we all do when we feel like we have that time. We really, truly mean give yourself that day, whatever, even if it's just laying on the couch all day in your pajamas or none, whatever floats your boat, whatever you got to do, to just feel like you have released and you feel wonderful. You feel like a room without a roof. I love it.
That's a girl song again, y'all. But I'm telling you, when I take my mental health days, since everyone knows, like, I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, you won't, it's like, and watching movies with my husband is such a task. He will tell you, like, my honey baby, he will watch a movie by himself because he knows, like, in my mind, I have so many things that I could be doing, right? But I'm so serious. So I say that
I'm saying you need to work on that, Brother Marcus. We gonna get her together.
Hey, I watched 2 movies in November. That's good.
That's big, huh?
That is huge. So the kids know, like, if they see me, like, on the sofa, like, really stretched out, like, with the remote in my hand, Netflixing and really binge watching, because they know I love the show Marlon. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but earlier this year I was binge watching Marlon. Mm-hmm. They're like, "What's wrong with Mom? Is Mom okay? Mom having a breakdown?"
That's great. Oh my goodness.
And it really feels good because when you take that mental health time to just really pause, your kids do it. Your kids.
Oh, definitely. Kind of like the other night we were literally like going to the beauty supply, and so I was like,
"Hey, Sister Linda."
It's like going to the beauty store. I got all these girls.
Hold on, y'all. Sister Linda will watch her Christmas movie. She loves her. It's her favorite time of year, y'all. She loves her some Hallmark.
A good little Lifetime movie. Give her a little dramatic with a little dash of thriller in there.
It's a romance, Lord. And
Oh yeah,
we
put
love
some
you,
romance in
sister.
there with a little sprinkle of Jesus. Okay, you
It ain't,
got
holiday season. It ain't gotta have no Jesus. All she need is a little romance and a mistletoe. And Sister Linda is she here for it. But I love to see her be able to just pause, because
yes,
growing up, we just seen her just go, 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 go. And so it's a beautiful thing to see, my mom be able to just really,
yes.
enjoy her favorite time of year and all of her favorite, little movies come on, all of the hallmarks. But what were you saying? Did you?
So okay, beauty supply. So we like to go to the beauty. I've always really loved to go to the beauty supply.
Yes, Lord.
I got one child who like go to the beauty supply more than me, which I didn't even think that was possible. But
Lord,
it's like I was telling Jay, I was like, Jillian legit asked to go to the beauty supply more than I did. And that's big because I was legit at the beauty supply like every day, every other day. Sis had to replenish on everything, earrings, lip gloss, hair, nails,
everything, y'all. I'm just
So,
looking at it like, really?
so on the way to the beauty supply, I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. I was like, wow, I've been in the house all day. Me dressing up is so fun for me. Heels, everything. And I don't do it as much as I want to, especially with working from home. But I put my heels on, I got really cute. And my daughter's like, where is you going? We just going to the beauty supply. What's going on? And I'm like, I was like, this is your mother. So, like to me, I'm like, you know what? I have to get back into that good mental health space, like where my children see me happy, where they see me first, where they see me in my happy place, and being all pretty and glitter and lip gloss and
all of that
fun and, gowns and sequins, all of that makes me so happy.
Good belt, all of it. All right, y'all. Before we wrap up, guys, we are so freaking excited that the retreat is officially sold out. Yes, guys, we still have some virtual tickets left, but the house is total. The house is over. It's what is it? Overly booked.
We're over.
We're overbooked for the house. I don't know. I don't
even
know.
Accommodated more tickets than we said we were even gonna sell. So we are at capacity.
Yes, we over capacity, y'all.
We over capacity, but we're gonna have a good time, y'all. We're gonna have such an amazing time. We want y'all to come with us on Friday to tune in, get those virtual tickets. We're gonna just have like a real intimate, moment with you guys on Friday before we get the retreat officially started. Y'all are gonna kick us off in our virtual time. And we want you guys to get those tickets. We are so excited. The ladies coming to the home is so excited too. To the retreat, we got like all these goodies, all this great food that's about to be eaten. We are so excited.
On and popping, in the words of Chris Brown. It's gonna be on and popping. Was that his first album or second? Yes. All right, guys. So as you guys know, the theme of the retreat, guys, is we are talking about being authentic, guys. We're talking about being authentic. The theme is be the light, walking in authenticity. And one of the speakers texted me when I sent her the theme, and she said that's so powerful. She's like, and exposure does that. Right? She says, what you don't want revealed, you keep it hidden and you lose your authenticity.
Ooh.
Staying hidden, staying in the dark.
That's deep.
It's going down. I love
it. Y'all, the speaker is dropping jewels before she even speaking. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
If that didn't just give y'all chills, okay, but it gave me chills, but I'm gonna be in the house, so I need y'all to find a way to get them tickets so you can feel the way I just felt. Y'all need to hear it. Y'all need to be there.
Definitely get those virtual tickets. Remember, go to www.retreatinfo.com. All of our virtual tickets. We're going to give you more value. I mean, this retreat is like some Black Friday prices. This like 70-80% off, y'all. For
it's been, we know it's like the past couple of years has been so intense, so heavy and draining, especially on like our spirit, and it's like right now at this moment, the monetary value, like the monetary compensation, when I tell you it's not even there for us, it's literally
we're in the red. We in the red.
Just to get it going. But what we all need from this is so much more important, and just to be able to, if I got to go in the red, if my sisters have to go in the red, but we know that these women in the house, we know that who's ever going to attend in this virtual session is going to get something that they need to go into 2022 feeling refreshed and revived, and knowing that we're still here. We are living through a pandemic, but we are still here. Know that it's purpose in that. Woo! Exactly. Know that it is purpose.
All right, well, we're going to end on that note, DeAndra. So you guys go to www.retreatinfo.com for those virtual tickets. We're also going to be giving away, raffling off a swag bag for all of our virtual attendees. There'll be one lucky winner there. So don't miss out, guys. Wow, DeAndra, the show has been packed. Regina, we love you. We missed you, boo thing. And we pray that all is well. And really, grace and peace, y'all. We're going to see y'all next week.
Grace and peace.
Good night.
Good night.